Good evening. Let's, we will call this annual meeting to order. And our first order of business will be, we have three new, the nominating committee has three individuals that they've nominated for the board, the museum board. Okay. So the nominating committee has nominated the following for board members: Lee Yarrow, Steve McMahon, and Mary Brown. Are there any further nominations? Okay, seeing none, we will close nominations, and I'd like a motion to accept the three individuals for board members. And second. Okay. It's been moved and seconded that the three nominees be accepted. All those in favor, aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion carries. Okay, the next thing, Terry, we'll have a quick treasury report.
Yeah, you got it, okay.
Okay.
And if there's anyone that really wants a printed copy, I do have a few printed copies, but I will just just briefly, we're setting really well. We did receive a couple donations totaling $25,000 in October. So that was really good for the general fund, because we were a little worried about if we could pay our bills before we get our next check in February. So what you'll see is the general fund has a little over $65,000 in it. Capital improvement fund has $850.
We can't read that back here.
I know, it is really little. The penny press has $851 in there, and that's the capital improvements. Excuse me, there we go. The capital improvements has $851 in there, and that's going to be for a rolling ladder. The penny press still has almost $1,800 to be used towards future expenses, and the restricted funds has $1,660, and that's broken down into $865 for Dino Dig. If you guys have not had a chance to look at the Dino Dig, that's kind of fun for kids to look at.
No. It's fun for anybody who's young at heart.
It's just fun for anyone who's young at heart.
And yes, Forrest, that includes you.
And Uniondale, we have $795 in there. You can go to the next page. The income statement, I'm just going to tell you real quick, we're $23,000 of income ahead of last year at the same time period, and that's basically the gift that we received. Plus, our match day was almost $6,300 more than it was last year. So thank you to everyone who gave for match day. The expenses.
Terry, may I interrupt real quick? So for match day, the official total that we got was was 18.9.
Yeah, excuse me, I should have said that. Yeah, 18.9. No, 16.
No. With the match, it's going to be 18.9.
Okay, we don't have the match yet.
Correct.
Okay, very good. Good, so that's going to help us even more. Expenses are up about $3,000 compared to last year, and the majority of that is the utilities. And I think all of you at home, your utilities are up also. Now what I did, if you want to go down, turn to the next page. Okay, yes, down in that area. So what I did was I took the money we have available to spend towards expenses, and it's about, let me find it here. A little further down, under treasurer's notes. There you go. We have about $53,000, almost $54,000 available to spend towards our general fund expenses. We have a burn rate of about $11,000 a month, and that's just your basic bills and payroll and everything, insurance, all that. So if you take the 44,000 from the 53,000 that we have available that we can spend towards this, it leaves us about 10,000 in order to get us through to the first check we get from the county. So that's good. If you guys have any questions ever, you can just let me know. Just encourage your friends to all give. Because I guarantee you, Jeff is the most conservative person I know. I have to tell him, it's okay, Jeff, you can have that repair done. Okay.
You gonna walk the streets and raise the money then?
Okay, are there any other questions for Terry about the treasurer's report?
And if you want one, I do have these here. I'll just leave them on the table. You can pick one up.
Okay, motion to accept treasurer's report.
So move.
Second?
Me.
Been moved and seconded to accept the treasurer's report. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, we'll remand the treasurer's report Friday. I think at this time, I think that's just the business portion of our meeting. So I will ask for a motion to adjourn the business meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Jeff, you will take the floor.
Act like I know something, huh?
It's all you.
Okay. Yes, Mike.
So
Questions before I even start? I'm actually a real bad speaker.
So perhaps what we should do, I think everybody probably knows, most everybody, but Steve McMahon, Mary Brown, and Lee Arrow, would you please stand? And so everybody can, yeah. Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
The one board member here who's out.
Who's out?
Marlon.
Oh, okay, so yeah, Marlon is going to go off of the board, so yeah, he's one of the replacing, so thank you, Marlon.
The three of us to replace.
Well, since we're introducing everybody real quick, the man in black is Bob Johnson. He's one of our speakers. The other speaker is Jerry Orr up front here. Raise your hand, Jerry, just in case everybody doesn't know you, but I think they probably do. I'm the only one who doesn't know people. All right, so this is what I love to call the State of the Museum. You know, like State of the Union, but State of the It's a rough crowd. All right, so this is all about things that we accomplished this year. I'm gonna run through them pretty fast. If you have questions, you gotta interrupt me because I'm gonna keep going until you yell at me. All right, we got the gray drapes up so that it doesn't look terrible, terrible up there. Everybody turning, look at our. All right, I had.
Kathy.
Oh, yes, we had the Kathy Haney Research Library opening.
There's a whole dedication slide to that, so.
Oh, okay, good. And here we have the volunteer ladies.
Making hangers.
Oh, yes. So we have to make archival safe hangers, or you pay a lot for them. I know I'm gonna get in your way here, Ryan. This is where?
Morganville Gym.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
What was he doing there?
Concert.
Selling stuff.
Ah, yeah, selling stuff. This is one of our volunteers laying out all of our annuals, trying to figure out how many we had, sorting them, so on and so forth. This is, oh my gosh, this is our volunteer group.
After they put up their hats on the wall.
They were doing hats on the wall, getting ready for something.
Kathy.
Yeah, thank you.
After we boxed them all.
So, again,
After we boxed them all.
yes. And that is Kevin Haddock in the background. I think that's his son that helps him every now and then. And that is them bringing in the fur display that we have that's new this year. Oh yeah, next. I get that out of the way. So, why do we have that picture?
What?
This one, it's a horse.
It's you. With the kids.
That's a stupid picture.
That's you with the kids.
This is me, I guess, with more kids.
What's
Kansas Day.
Kansas
Oh, is
Day.
that Kansas Day?
It's on this side.
It's a big house.
Thank you. This is when we had big lakes in. This is when we're really glad we've got a lot of room out there. Scouts night. I'm pointing at Ron over there. He's one of the scout leaders. We had them come in. We did presentations. They did all kinds of things, and then they left the next morning.
That was also them.
That must be scouts also.
Yes.
Get back out of the way. So, this is Scramble. We did it last year. We're hoping to do it again in
February. We're already on the calendar.
Okay. And that's all Scramble. You can see our board members there working hard. Okay, working, but. Oh, here's the slide for all the dedication. We had about 100 people show up for it, which is pretty good for us. So hats were worn by some of the people, some didn't. I wore a hat. And those were kind of the highlights. Oh yes, shelving.
That's the old shelving we're getting rid of.
Okay, so these are all examples of shelving that Frankie's already put up. And if you did not know, we picked up 40 tons of metal shelving from KU in the last 2 years.
3 at this point.
3 at this point. So, we are cranking pretty hard on the shelving right now. That's about all I can say.
In the motion.
Hold it, that's more.
Shelving slide 2, yes.
More shelving. And for those of you who didn't know that the west wall of our walkway was loose, it is no longer loose. It is stuck real good now, thank goodness. And more shelving. This is up in the second floor of the warehouse right now. Okay, remember I said the fur display? Officially it's called Coats of the Prairie. And right now we have 5. So we have 5 types of furs, especially kids can come along, feel them, and try to guess what critter they are. Then we also put out 2 of our fur coats. Diana, were these both real?
Yeah, real.
Okay. And then we have the Masons. What's the name of it? Oh yeah, Stars, Rainbows, and Swords, oh my. That was our second display we put together this year. It's for the Masons, Order of Eastern Star, and Rainbow Girls. Did I do that right? It's a miracle. And we moved the printing display. I don't know how many people saw it, but we had a printing display in one of our rotating areas. It is now on the second floor, clear to the south end. And we switched out Clovis points. The Clovis point we had down there by Molly the Mammoth was actually not owned by us. It was on loan from Don Hamill. And we returned that to him because we found out that we did have a Clovis point in our collection. We just didn't know. So that brings up that we took a trip to KU and got to meet a couple of professors who really, really, really know their stuff. And so we now have our owned Clovis point on display by Molly the Mammoth now. Oh, by the way, if that helps any, that Clovis point that we have is 13,000 years old. And that's according to a KU professor who specializes in, amongst other things, Clovis points. How we walked into that one, I have no idea. Next year.
Yeah, it's what to look forward to.
So, look forward to. The sports display will be taken down. If you don't know it, we have 2 main rotating displays here on the first floor right now. One of them is sports memorabilia. We're planning a history camp for children in grades 4 through 8. And this is coming because Jennifer Fitzenmeyer, 4th grade teacher, she brought it to us and said, wouldn't you like to do this? We haven't decided yet. Yes, I'm already being yelled at about that. Okay. We also need to hang more pipe in the pink room because we have already filled all of our pipe that we had double L put in the pink room, which is right above our heads. We had a bunch of pipe put in so that we could hang the archival safe hangers that hold our dresses, not my dresses, our dresses, but the dresses and everything else that can go on a hanger. It's here. Okay.
through.
That must be the last slide.
Yes.
And since Pat now has that, I believe we're breaking now, Pat?
Yeah, let me get somebody get a couple of pictures of the table so that we can show Frankie. And then, yes, we will break. I'm gonna grab
Linda's coming around.
okay?
So what we're gonna do now is as soon as Pat says so, we're gonna break so you can all go get something
If
to
you're
eat.
ready. Yes. I'm ready. Okay.
I don't know about the little girls back there, they don't look hungry. Any questions so far?
Is there more explanation on the history camp?
The history camp, she's from where? Fredonia?
Fredonia.
Fredonia. So Jennifer Fitzenmeyer, for several years, we don't know how many, has been going down to Fredonia in the summer doing a history camp down there. The history camp is where we would, what are we doing?
We're doing the parks.
We're gonna do 3 of the parks.
Well, like 4 parks. I don't know. We haven't decided.
We're doing N number of parks, and we will be telling the kids about the history of it. For instance, everybody knows down at Utility Park that it won an award back in 1930 something. And that people worked on it to help pay off their utility bills when they couldn't pay off their utility bills. Things like that, we will be teaching the kids. Then there will be fun activities for them to do that we hope are related somehow. We're still working on it. That's as close as I can get you right now. Does that help at all?
That's great.
We are looking for donations for that, by the way. Just thought I'd throw it out there.
People or money?
Both.
No, both, okay. Oh, there you go.
Tell that Frankie gave the cake and.
So Frankie Murren, who is a board member, a volunteer, and our janitor, I think that covers everything.
Yeah.
Had this cake back here made for us for our 100th anniversary of the building. And it was made by, I have no idea what her name is. She's a cousin of Frankie's, that's all she told me. She came flying in and went flying out. So, okay, Pat, that was real quick.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how I can cut this and not be in everybody's way.
And not tilt it.
Not so
They poured this floor in alley for the sections going north and south. So about every 8 feet, you get a bump. And people always say it's because I'm tired of hitting the line on the carpet, but it isn't. There's actually a bump in there. Terry's over there laughing at me.
I just don't want to be in the way. Yeah. Okay, see if they can come through. Okay.
All right, I'd say yes first, but that isn't gonna work very well. So, Terry, Marlon, that group, that table, get going. Get in line, go get some food.
Actually, we want. There you go. Yeah.
Oh no, the kids said they weren't hungry.
Looking at that page. Okay, that will work.
No, it says 5:15 later, it doesn't say
You want that, is that too big? You don't want any cake? So you can go on around.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want any cake? Okay. You want this piece?
Arrow.
So now that we can no longer pennies, now that there are no longer pennies being made,
No, we have a whole bunch of pennies. They'll last us a while.
We do, we've got a lot of things here. Now, whether anybody will think of that when they're looking at the penny book that says, yes, they have a sweatshirt.
There's 300 billion of them in circulation.
I don't need 300 billion.
I don't think they're gonna serve you, so. Whoops, got the camera.
All right, they can rearrange. I've been bugging Jeff for years. I'm his favorite. I was your favorite person at Subway. Let's just put it there.
World magazine with Sadie Boyd's name in it.
Yep.
He's got the whole history of it. My wife's even loved it.
Hi, Jerry.
But I don't know, if you sold 9,000 past oh, yeah. 5,000 days, away.
Right.
Yes, it is. Well, she told me when she was out
Have you two met? Where? Do you remember? Very much. Okay. There is a brother of mine. Yes.
All right, everybody, here we go. We're gonna start the show. Nobody's listening, but that's okay. We're gonna start the show anyway. And when Pat gets here, we need to thank our volunteers for giving us a meal. Well, there she is. All right, anybody who helped with the food, raise your hand, Pat. And Diana for serving drinks. There we go.
And Louise and Linda.
Where I go?
Yeah, you start there.
Start there?
Start there.
All right. So there are people here who know a whole lot more about everything we're going to talk about tonight. So what we did is we brought up what we consider sort of the beginning, the roots of this building, the businesses in this building. Mr. Johnson and Mr. Orr will tell me when I'm wrong, because I will be wrong, and then you'll come up here and tell the right story. And so, I'm going to say it begins with W.W. Smith. Oh gosh, there's something on the front of our building that says W.W. Smith and Sons. So, the first business in this building was W.W. Smith and Sons. In this building, not the one before.
I'm not saying that. It's like if you're going to get into the building, you go to the next slide.
Well, geez, so, W.W. had 3 sons that I know of. Murray, Clay, and Ralph. Okay? And the important thing later on is that Dorothy Smith marries Ray Medore. That becomes important later on. Well, it was important to them when they got married. All right. Before. What a title. All right. So, you can look at that. I will go ahead and just read it for you because some of it will be hard to read from way back. 1906, Clay, Murray, and Ralph by Schultz Implements and Buggies. That was the building that was on the east half. Thank goodness I got that right. It's hard to keep the east and the west straight on this one. 1907, W.W. Smith dies. Now the interesting thing about W.W. Smith, the story that I was told, is he told his boys, go ahead and build the building, that building, sorry. And he said,
Buy the building, buy the business. He was dead before.
fine, my mistake. But he said, I'm going to farm, this is what I was told, that's all I can tell you. He said, I'm going to farm. If you want my help, money, labor, whatever, I will help you. But I'm gonna farm. I don't think the boys ever needed help as far as that they seemed to be good businessmen from what I can tell. 1911, Mary Smith. Mary Smith is the wife of?
W.W. Smith.
All right. She buys lot 6 of block 43 from Elizabeth Schultz. This lot is where the current building is. You didn't say which building.
The east side. Put the current building in the picture.
Okay, current building in the picture, 1914. The Smiths remodeled the front of their building, so it now says W.W. Smith and Sons, as opposed to W.W. Smith. Mary buys lot 15. Lot 15 is back here. It's which one?
Warehouse.
It's where our warehouse is back here, right beside the parking lot. Okay? 1916, W.W. Smith and Sons become John Deere dealers. 1920, Mary buys lot 7 and part of lot 8 of block 43. Guess what? That's here. Okay? That's actually for this part of the building. And 1921, Mary sells lots 15, 6, 7, and part of 8 to Clay, Murray, and Ralph. So now we're starting to really get serious about being a corporation. We're just not quite there yet. Did I do that right? Okay. Construction. W.W. Smith and Sons hires Sandeman Brothers out of Green, Kansas, to build their new building on lot 7 and part of lot 8. In other words, this building, this side. Construction's going well. The new building is connecting the old building by at least 2 doorways, if not 3, even though they are separate buildings. A windstorm broke one in the front. Windows on the old building, and Smiths decided to redo the whole front of the old building to match and connect the front of the. So there are pictures we have that show that what they did is they just did a brick copy of both sides of this building, so they looked identical. They looked like they were one building. It's on our slideshow. I don't know if it's on here anywhere.
It's later.
Okay.
I think it's the next one.
So the roof was tested, which I find fascinating. I'm not certain how you test it, but
Well, yeah, they just piled 70, 100-pound sandbags up there in a pile.
okay. So you can see all the material that goes into this. And by the way, out on the table, we actually have 2 things from when we put the elevator in. One is a piece of rebar. It's actually a 1-inch square piece of rebar and doesn't show any signs of rust on it at all, which is amazing to me. And then we also have a core that they cut down in the basement down here, because this basement was, come on, nuclear.
An atomic shelter.
It was a shelter. Yeah. We actually have 2 of the signs. One's actually still up on the wall down there. May 1925, new building's finished. It is 58 by 140 feet, made of brick, reinforced concrete. All the floors are concrete and the walls are brick. And brick and brick and brick. So if you want to be in a safe place when the next tornado comes in, this is it right here. That's a joke. Is nobody paying attention? All right. Interior view, 2nd floor sales room of the new W.W. Smith Sons building while the high school banquet was in progress. You'll notice they are displaying, somebody has to tell me what kind of car that is.
I think it's still a Dodge.
We know they sold Dodges out here, that doesn't make them Dodges necessarily, but we're gonna just say for the moment they're Dodges, till somebody tells me I'm wrong. And here you can see how they were originally put together, that the east building was, sorry, Nicole, it's like, okay. So it was only built as 1 story. And as you know it now, obviously both of our buildings are 2-story. We're getting to that now. Smiths hired Johnson and Bros to tear down their older east building and build a new 2-story brick building in its place. Now, as you can tell, there is an issue here about the 1st story and the 2nd story and the fronts and so on, but we're gonna run with this and hope we're right. And then people who know more than us will get up here and tell you the answer. The new building will also be fireproof. The 1st floor is for implements. Upstairs will be for display and workrooms. And I believe everything I've been told says that when they worked on tractors, it was on the 2nd floor. That's why they've got that big honking freight elevator back there. That, by the way, still runs. We use it a lot. So now as you look at this picture, you can see that both sides are full 2 stories. And, well, we'll get to the rest in a minute, sorry. W.W. Smiths opened their new building to celebrate their 30-year anniversary. And you can see the ad that was in the paper for it. And there are some of the things they sold. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, it'll bore you to death. So, the way we say it is anything a farmer needed, they could buy here. That may not be true, but it was pretty close. 1936, Stella Anderson sells to Murray, Clay, and Ralph, lots 18, 19, and 20 of block 43. That's over there. They just did it. We don't know, don't have a clue. Ralph and his wife to foster their son. There's all this stuff. I'm not even gonna go into it. If you want, we can always come back and you can read it at your leisure. Union Pacific Railroad sells to W.W. Smith and Sons down here at what was called Gifford Park. That is where, no, not there yet, sorry. Anyway, that's where they're gonna build one of their warehouses. Okay, that is, you can see they're labeling that Union Pacific Depot where it was originally, and Gifford Park just filled out the block. Yes, most people have never heard of Gifford Park. Murray, Clay, and Ralph 59, Foster and their wives sell to W.W. Smith and Sons. Everything. So now all of a sudden we've got a corporation. They sold everything to, basically they gave, but anyway, they sold everything to the corporation. Now W.W. Smith and Sons owns it outright. We didn't put all the quitclaim deeds up there and all the other stuff and the sheriff's sales and all that happened along the way. And my main researcher sort of fell down on the job. She couldn't find pictures for these people, so they're just ghosts. Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry, you're right there. So, it is important, like I said before, that you know that Dorothy marries Raymond. That comes into effect when you,
When you put a ring on it.
it would have been a perfect segue to go in and say, when you want to swap buildings.
This is important. Raymond is on this slide, thank you.
So, here comes 425th Street. That's that Gifford Park area. They build a warehouse, 60 by 160. They claim it'll be used for storage, service shop for refrigerators from the other Smith stores. This is not the only Smith store. It's the only one we care about as a historical society that we're so self-centered, you know, we wanted to concentrate here. They will hold a sale at the other 5 warehouses they have around town. We have not located those. We did?
I only know one, and it was an old church across from the Baptist church. That's all I know.
Oh, which way across from?
I have no idea.
Okay, got it. That's a newspaper report, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Before they get him up, Raymond Orr is in charge of the warehouse and will have his office there. Sales will be from the Lincoln Avenue building. 61, W.W. Smith and Sons turned their warehouse into Discount City, a furniture store with Raymond Orr as manager. Nobody's asking questions. Okay. The switch. Now this is one of the most convoluted, complicated things you're ever going to find. 1965, that's actually up on the front of our building, by the way. Discount City is now called Furniture City. Raymond Orr, manager of Furniture City, buys the business of Furniture City and the building at 518 Lincoln, lot 6, parts of 7 and 8. That's both of these, right?
Right.
Okay. Oh yeah, I got an expert here. We also purchased the major appliance business. W.W. Smith and Son sells lot 15 out back and half the partition wall to Dorothy Orr. We're not going to concentrate on the partition walls because those are a legal nightmare. We've already run into it a couple of times these days even. W.W. Smith, buy Furniture City building from Raymond, sells lots 18, 19, 20, which again is in that corner of this block. Sorry. Time to take drugs. Sorry, time to take legal drugs. 518 Lincoln is remodeled to better fit Furniture City, including a new front for the building. Remember, this is 1965. Raymond arranged for a building on lot 14 behind the west half of the building to be torn down in a private parking lot for Furniture City to be built. So it becomes one of those legal things. You sit there and look through deeds and you're sitting there and you're going on and you're going on, you're saying, Raymond didn't have anything to do with this. Well, maybe he did. No, it's not. No, yes, and then you just give up. So, Furniture City opens December 65 with 3 floors of displays. This one threw me because I'm going, it's a 2-story building. So my head, before I read the rest of it, went, well, there's 1 floor here, 1 up there, and then there's 2 over there. That's 4. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. So, you will see that they talk about this blue room in the basement. Now, I'm assuming it's that basement over on the east side.
Correct.
Thank you. I got something right. Oh, next. All right, Furniture City. Furniture City. Our wonderful carpeted stairwell that we still use, and actually the landing that you can not quite see. But, you know, as you... Sorry, Ryan, I'm gonna block you again. As you come down the stairs, there's a landing there, and then you turn 180 and come down the last 6 steps. That landing is the landing that's inside of our log cabin. We kept it. It was a great way to do the cabin. The other one is just obviously, I would say, a display of...
That's where the light panels is at.
Oh, that was over on this wall over
Yes,
there.
it was.
Okay. Closed in 1997, reopened a year later in 98. And work pictures. And then back in town. That is Jeff Neal?
Yes.
No.
No?
No, and I said, oh, yeah.
Oh.
this-
Well, no, if it's a no, I need to know it's a no. Anyway, so you the structure they're doing, you can see that then it becomes Orr's Furniture City. I'll say officially for lack of better words. Closing 2007. The title says it all. And then Jerry had to put up with us for a while. And 2012, the Orr Trust sells these 2 buildings and the warehouse across the alley to us. And we started remodeling. Oh, she said we remodeled for 5 years. Okay, that's about right. And the museum holds their grand opening in 2017. That's this picture down here. That's a lot of our board members, and Teddy Roosevelt was.
Yeah.
Did he cut it?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, Ryan has the scissors.
Ryan has it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, Ryan was our president.
President.
So, what else?
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. All right, so what we're going to do is we've got 2 speakers here who have some memories, a lot of memories. We don't know until they get up here and say something. But we're going to do it in the same order. We're going to do it W.W. Smith, so that means Bob Johnson. Come on up.
Well, I don't have a lot to say.
That's okay, I made up for it.
Do a good job of that.
It's all yours if you want the podium.
Well, all I could say is that when I was a kid, Dad had come in here, and there was a wall down the middle of the building. And it had wood about so high, and then glass, partition, and one side was the appliances, and that side was the tractors, the implements and stuff. And they had a door that opened somewhere part way back, and then another one in the back, and they had a John Deere pedal tractor, as you could ride a circle around it. And I can't tell you how old I was, but I was old enough to ride the pedal tractor.
Do you remember if there was more than one?
Oh, there was one
Okay.
that I know of. I don't remember more than one.
Okay.
Most of the mechanicing was done in the back. The parts counter was part way to the back. I'd say at least halfway. They did a lot of the mechanic, it was up on the second floor. And they'd take tractors down, well, I remember back in, that'd be in the middle to late 50s. And tractors were very big. And I'd suppose a 100 horsepower tractor would have been huge. And I could remember riding on that freight elevator with a tractor. And that's really most of what I remember. As a little kid, you didn't pay a lot of attention to a lot of things. I remember there were washers and refrigerators and stuff in the appliance side, up towards the front. And I think there was some tractors in the front of the east side.
Do you ever remember them selling cars?
No, I don't remember a car.
Does anyone else?
By the time I could remember, they had sold it to Skinner's, the dealership. So, I don't know the years on that, but it was very early 50s when they pretty much got out of that and concentrated mainly on John Deere's. And then on this side, it was the appliances, so on.
Can everybody hear Jerry?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how often we came in with my dad, because he was mostly an international guy. He had John Deere plows and planters and drills, and his tractors were all international. I could probably tell you more about Norquist, where Max Niner is. That was it, and where Dinkman is now was the international dealership. And then all the stuff set out in where Max is now was a parking lot.
It was a barber shop as well, where Max was.
Yeah.
Bomer was his name. Had a barber shop with a restaurant facility later.
I need help. What is Max? I know Maurice. I don't know Max.
Max was before Maurice.
Okay. See, there are no stupid questions.
AW too also.
That's about all I got.
So I got a question for you, Bob.
Okay.
Johnson and Smith is not the same name, so are you related to the Smiths, or you just came in here a lot?
We came in, you
Okay.
know, and getting parts and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
good enough.
Thank you. Jerry Orr is next.
All right.
He gets to fill in all the gaps.
Well, I had this many notes, you covered it all.
No. We won't let you off that easy.
Well, when you asked me to speak, you know, I thought, well, the building is the main attraction, so I had made notes on when all these different things happen. You got it right down the line. Anyway, what would you like to hear about? Anybody?
Right?
Where did they get the furniture from?
Okay,
What was your process of?
well,
The one like to see.
you know, I have a hard time being in this building. I really do. There's echoes. You know, I hear different voices. I hear a guy come in to say, would you tell your grandpa the old country lawyer stopped by? I was playing Ryan. I had another one ask me one time, he says, would you tell me if your grandpa's here? tell him that Bill Avery'd like to talk to him. Frank Carlson. A lot of politicians came through, you know. And I was just a little boy riding that tractor that Bob's talking about. They had the little tractor over there, and I would ride it around. I spent every Saturday, most of the day down here. My parents, I guess, wanted to party or something. They would turn me over to my grandpa. So I spent a lot of time here, and this building is kind of woven in and out of my life, and here I am back in it again. Where should we go?
Where was most of the furniture made?
Most of it was made in those days in North Carolina. And we would go to markets, is how you would buy your furniture back then, if you didn't have a traveling salesman coming in. That was kind of the heights of the road warrior days. We had salesmen call on us from, you know, just day after day after day, and they represented the different lines. Dad was kind of a genius at the furniture business in his own way. You're never a hero in your hometown, nobody really knew. But when we would go to market, he was kind of treated like a king back there. A lot of the dealers, Roy Hill, Evans and Black Carpet, Thomasville Furniture, he was very well respected. And the reason for it was that he kind of thought ahead of his time. When he had the store redone in 1965, after my grandfather had passed away, that's when all those complicated exchanges of properties and everything was all about. It was Dad and Mom got together with Murray and Ralph and their families, and they just decided how they wanted to divide it up. Then the old country lawyer all of the paperwork and made all these things happen.
Right.
You know, and sold off some of the stuff back there, they did. When I was a kid, when you walked out the back door here, there was a big metal building, and it was full of used implements and that kind of thing. Plus, some of the work was done out there. There was a shop back here in this corner. And that big empty lot you're talking about over on the corner here, that was where they kept a lot of their inventory. When they moved everything down south to the old Discount City building, then that's why they sold all that off. Then there was all these trades about these different buildings, and somewhere along the line, my grandpa lost his favorite bar. There was a bar right there called Tutwiler's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I grew up there.
That's our store.
Grandpa was not a drinker, but he liked one beer. And he was rather religious about it. So a lot of Saturday evenings, I got, oh, thank you. Very dry. Yeah, I spent a few Saturday evenings in Tutwiler's. Anyway, as started into the furniture business, they talked about all the different stores. At one time, W.W. Smith did have stores in Junction City, Salina, Abilene, Solomon. Solomon was mostly a warehouse. But they had all those stores that were trying to expand and operate them as basically furniture operations. And they turned out to be a rather spectacular failure. So everything was brought back to Clay Center, and the furniture operation just kind of inherited from all those, and that's what started Discount City. But Dad learned a lot on the way, and when he redid this store, it was probably, we always figured, the largest in the Midwest, about 30,000 square feet of show space, and was way ahead of its time. Most furniture stores back then, when you went in, the sofas were all lined up like this. The chairs were behind them like this. It was all in rows, and there was usually caskets over here. You know, that was tied together for a long, long time, the funeral business and the furniture business. But Dad, he started out, he had them lined up, he said, nah, we'd go down the market, we'd see them set up in different ways that you could kind of see a whole room. And that's when we started the concept over there of putting them into vignettes. Where do I want to go with this? As it went along, there was a company called Kraft and Associates. It's still in operation today. It was based out of New York City at that time, the home offices, and owned by a man named Adrian Pearsall. And he designed very ultra-modern looking furniture. And it was just striking when you would see it, because it was completely different than all of the early American, all the different styles that were around. And Dad said he got a hold of Adrian somewhere or another, and he said, how do you do these beautiful displays like that? Adrian said, well, he was a bald-headed guy, and he had to wear his glasses up like this. He was kind of a stranger. But he says, you know, we're starting to do some showrooms and galleries. And Dad said, well, you know, I'm kind of interested in that. One thing led to another. Adrian Pearsall flew out and drove out here, and he went around and looked. They picked a corner. Well, it's in the far corner of this building right up here. And they put in the first gallery that we ever had. And it was one of the first galleries anywhere in the Midwest. And they did some interesting concepts in that they sprayed the ceilings completely black. And all the lighting was done with direct lighting down or lighting on the lamps, on the tables and so on. And it was quite striking and a beautiful, beautiful gallery, and we brought a lot of people in to see it. But Kraft also brought in some other things. We ended up with one right up here in the front window, and that was water beds. Nobody had ever seen a water bed out here. Well, there was one up there. It had bumpers all around it. It had a big arc lamp over the top. It had its own built-in stereo system. It was something else. The only thing it wouldn't do is sell. Finally, I did get it sold off to a motel down in Abilene. And that was always the question, you know, everybody, they'd look it all over, and then they'd pull it aside and say, What do you think that's like in there? So, and another thing that Pratt brought out was kind of a first and became a major seller for us. Even back in those days at $79, bean bags.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All had a big bag.
All kinds of beanbag chairs, you know, and they ended up where you could buy them for $10 from Duck Balls. They kind of pioneered that, and Dad kind of pioneered it out and around here.
I think if you look hard enough in this building, you would find the beads.
Yeah, there's still beans running
They were
around.
everywhere.
So, anyhow, one gallery led to another. The new addition went in, as we called it, which is the building that the crosswalk ties into. It went in and stayed for a year, and then it left with the tornado. The roof ended up, I think, in the Buick dealership. It was quite a deal. I remember that night so well. The tornado came, and Joanne and I got in the car and we came down here. We drove by the front of the store and the windows were broken out some, but it didn't look real bad at all, did it? So there's a back stairway, I guess it's still back there, I don't know. So I kind of patrolled this area of it, and I walked up. There was no electricity, it was dark as all get out. I walked up that back stairway, I looked towards the new addition, and the lightning went off. And all I could see was one china cabinet. Yes.
There actually is somehow Jeff missed it. There's a slide for the 73 tornado.
Oh, is there? All right.
You keep going, I'll see which slide.
It's not that far back.
I'm certainly
One
gonna
more.
yell that one and shoot her.
There you go.
Right there.
Yeah. Look around so I can see it. No, what a mess. The building today, it's still the same, was built with concrete blocks. And it just tore we can see, tore the side out of it. Made a mess out of all this furniture everywhere, except that one china cabinet. It was full of glassware. Nothing moved. It was a lot of fun trying to put it all back together. Everything down here was stacked with racks, and the rain just took it all. And we shipped it to California. I think the insurance company bought it, and they had it all shipped to California. So I'm sure there's still rain-stained furniture. But yeah, then that was put back together, and the life just kind of carried on in the furniture business until actually Dad would always say to us, well, this is for you kids, this is for you kids. But it was his baby. And when he left us in 2007, he just kind of took the wind out of everything. It was time to move on.
The industry had certainly changed by then too.
Yeah.
It was hard to compete with the mega stores that could buy bulk, and we just didn't have the capacity to do so.
No, and I'm sure you're well aware well, you don't pay the taxes on it, but for us, the taxes, the insurance, and the utilities on this, trying to maintain this building, it pretty much was bleeding money by that time. Dad had been offered so often and so many times by major furniture brands. They wanted him to go to Manhattan. They wanted him to build a store over there. And had he done that, I'm sure it would have been quite successful. But his major flaw was Raymond Orr loved this town. And, excuse me, didn't think after all this time I'd choke up out of it. Anyway, yeah, he loved Play Center, and this was kind of his gift in the end. It was supported by a lot of farm money and everything else, but this was what he loved, and this is what he did. I guess with that, I'm gonna call it quits.
Well, I gotta lighten the mood up first.
All right.
So Jerry was talking to me because Kathy decided that I was supposed to be the one to talk to him. And then we started remodeling, and I get this phone call from Jerry. Jeff, have you found it yet? And I'm going, what in the world? He said, have you found that bathroom yet? Okay, is this a trick question? I found the ones down on the first floor, no problem, because they were still there. Oh no, there's one up on the second floor. A few months later, hi Jerry, what's going on? Have you found it yet? Finally found it. It had the most god-awful wallpaper in it you've ever seen. It was yellow, black, and had silver reflective stripes in it. We figured that it may have come from the Smiths. We don't know.
No, I papered it.
So you're the one who wanted their people to get sick so they'd leave real quick.
Well, it really wasn't supposed to be for the customer.
And then I got back at Jerry finally, because I found the original people elevator from 1925, and Jerry said, there's a what? Gotcha.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you, Jerry, I'm Terry Perry, my husband's Craig Perry.
Yes.
We farmed for Ray for years, and Craig has always said Raymond was the nicest landlord he could ever have.
Thank you.
And he was so sincere about that.
You bet.
And I enjoyed it because whenever Craig would come in to settle up with Jerry, I got to look at the furniture. I got to piece of furniture Craig would buy for me. And then there was one time, our kids, they were all stair-step. This was when Marla was here. We were looking at furniture and they had gone upstairs and went way back. Marla didn't realize the kids were upstairs, so she turned off the lights. It was very dark. The kids still talk about that.
That reminds me of a story then too. We had doors out here, we had doors there, we had doors here, we had, no, we didn't have a door there. Not anymore. But anyway, one of them would get left open, just all the time. Well, back in those days, the local police would go out and they would do rounds, and they would check all the doors on the businesses in town. I don't know how many times I got called up at midnight to come down here and lock a door. I think I passed that on to you. I was trying to remember who it was. It might have been Lauren Casper, but one of the guys come down here, and if they found the door open, then they wanted to go all the way through the store. Make sure there wasn't anybody here.
My uncle did that once. He was Mike Gillespie.
Okay, yeah. And anyway, Lauren and whoever got into the new addition back there. Well, we had these valet mirrors. And he said, and he swore. He said, damn. I walked around the corner and I looked and there was a guy holding a gun. I He about had to use it. Anyway. Yeah, there was just a ton of stories and, you know, it floats around. But, I don't even know how to tell all of it, but it was good times. It really was. The furniture business was in its heyday, and it was a lot of fun to be a part of all this. And it all came about because W.W. Smith loaned his kids $1,500.
So Jerry, tell us who your family is that's here.
All right. Back in the corner, I got my granddaughter, Josie, her husband, Jordan. And there's 4 girls all lined up. My daughter here, Millie, my wife. Have I got any other family over there?
That's the ghost that runs the halls.
Yep.
Jerry, thank you very much.
Very kind.
So now that the good speakers are done, I'm back. So, we've already kind of had questions and discussion. Do we have any more questions to go on? You can do it in your leisure. You can walk up to people, say hi, bye, whatever. It's 8:25. Go ahead, Linda.
There's a couple guys here that remember John Deere days. Mike, remembers John Deere days. This guy remembers John Deere days.
I went to Bratton to grade school, and when John Deere days came, our school closed because everybody come to town.
Wow.
And then they fed us a meal, and then we went across the street to the rec center and watched a free movie. But that was every year we just closed the school and come to town.
Pretty much it. I remember a whole lot.
A man in a few words.
School being let out, we could come to the rec theater.
Where did you go to school?
Mom, all kids. All those movies.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they would play the Mom and Pa Kettle movies.
Yeah.
I don't remember what else. Do you remember any of them you saw?
Was it Francis the Talking Mule?
Yeah.
They had one that had Dizzy Dean in it, a ball beam, and his brother, and I can't remember that now, but how they played together and everybody wanted Dizzy.
Yeah.
And his brother, he had to come along or Dizzy wouldn't go.
Dizzy and Dazzy Vance there. Dean. Dizzy Dean.
Brad.
I don't know for sure which brother told us. I worked here from 7th grade through high school. In the mid-70s, you know, we always had to hide if there wasn't nothing to do for somebody to find us a job. And we thought we had these really special places that no one would find us, but they didn't. All they had to probably do is listen. But anyway, I think it was Jerry came and got us one day and said, "You guys need something to do." And see, correct me if I'm wrong, but you took us downstairs where the tornado shelter was, and it was full of windows, old antique car windshields. And we got to looking at them, and they were all from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Well, this was in the early to mid 70s. And the dust was about that thick on them. He said, "Get them out of here. We're gonna use this room." Was that you, do you remember?
No, I think that was Randy.
It might have been.
Yeah.
And so we looked at these windshields, and it had the name and the date and what they were, and a lot of those were late 50s Corvette windshields and And I said, what do you wanna do with them? He said, just take them to the dump. Well, neither one of us had a driver's license that was legal. I think we were probably 7th or 8th grade. But we loaded all them up and we took them around to our, first I took the first load home and my mom and dad looked at, you ain't putting that one. But load after load for about 2 weeks, we took all those brand new windshields and back windows to the dump and threw them in the landfill.
Yeah, right. Anybody, I'm interested in the Schultz connection. You mentioned that clear back in around 1900s, there were Schultzes involved in ownership of this building. The building that we're in that was Tut's place, Tutwiler's, was the Schultz Brothers Meat Market back in 1905. And when Mr. Tutwiler died in 1963, and the Tuts were closed, and John Schultz still owned the building. And he was looking for a different kind of renter at that point in time, and approached us. Our business was located next door east in the former Vincent Hardware Store building, where it's the west edge of Walls right now. But anyway, we were in that building, and he offered to remodel it to our taste. So 1964, we moved into Tut's place. And now there are still apartments up there that have not been touched since 1960, that time. And there are calendars hanging on the wall that say December 1963. So Mrs. Tutwiler lived upstairs until that
Paul
time.
lived upstairs.
So, pardon?
Paul lived upstairs.
Okay.
Paul was blind. He'd walk out of the back of the Tutwiler's, feel at the wall, and he'd go out the back door, go up the stairs and go home. As Paul run the thing.
So anyway, I'm interested in those kinds of stories about our building that my wife and I now own, and we've just remodeled it. So you all come and see us a week from today.
Okay, dead silence. We're done. Everybody, thank you for coming. Appreciate it. And I don't know if there's any goodies left. Pat?
There's cake.
There is, I haven't turned around and looked.
There's cake. Take it home.
Yeah, take it home, you have to eat it.